Hi, I'm Ramesh, Head of Projects at OrangeTee. I'm at one of the most exciting new launches in the core central region of Singapore, River Green. Located in the coveted River Valley Enclave right in District 9, River Green is directly linked to the Great World MRT and Great World City Mall, and just one stop to Orchard Road MRT and Ion Orchard. Proudly developed by Wing Tai Holdings, their portfolio includes iconic developments like the M, Le Nouvel Art Mall, Nouvel 18, and the Crest. River Green comprises a single 36-story tower housing 524 premium homes, ranging from 1 to 4 bedrooms. The architecture is inspired by the rhythmic flow of the Singapore River, with wave-like forms, reflective pools, and lush green pockets. Residents can indulge in 48 curated facilities, including a 50-meter Stardust lap pool, co-working spaces, communal kitchen, and even a rooftop sky bar with breathtaking views. River Green is also connected directly to Kim Seng Park via the linear green corridor and is within 1 kilometer to River Valley Primary. To help us make better sense of the market and what River Green represents in the bigger picture, I'm honoured to be joined by someone with deep industry insight, Mr. Justin Quek, CEO of OrangeTee. Justin, welcome to River Green. So, what do you think?
Well, after the developer went through the whole site with me, I realized, wow, I feel young again because of all the facilities that they've catered. I think it's very important in development that the developer knows exactly what market they're going for, right? And this one seemed like they were going for me, young, hip, cool. Now, jokes aside, to be honest, it's not an easy site to work with. Based on the elongated nature of the site, I think the developer did a remarkable job in really ensuring that there were different zones of connectivity and also facilities and amenities, and then a single podium tower block. I felt that was very well thought out. As spaces get smaller, I'm not too sure about you, Ramesh, but when we entertain, sometimes we don't always do it in the unit anymore, right? We bring it downstairs or we bring it to the roof gardens. It's nice to have this variety of entertainment space. I would say that River Green has done a tremendous job in offering many different propositions of these so-called entertainment spaces.
Outdoor, indoor, and rooftop as well.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, the views here, especially the city, right? It's all about the skyline. So they've divided into different zones. Even the one right at the entrance at the gate. I mean, how cool is that, right? Like a little man's den.
Like a little club by itself.
Exactly, right? Very well thought out. Again, working the challenges of the site and then taking that as into an opportunity to make it really nice.
River Green is located in CCR, the core central region. And recently we're seeing a slew of launches. So what's your take on that? All these new launches, all concentrated in quite close proximity to each other.
In a nutshell, it's going to be a buyer's dream because it's very different when you're, as a buyer, coming to the market and you don't have much choice. But today, there is quite a bit of choice, and just fortunately, they are all concentrated in the CCR, RCR region. We have not had a lot of spotlight in this area for a long time, right? The last few years, the buzz was
especially River Valley area.
Yeah, absolutely. But for many years, I've already told people to look out for River Valley area, right? I mean, the older wealth in Singapore prefer the traditional Bukit Timah and maybe even like Orchard Road areas.
That's right.
But this new demographic today in Singapore, who's a bit more affluent, they're looking at a more lively area. And River Valley happens to be that, right?
Yep.
You've got shopping centers and not the main Orchard Road belt shopping centers. You've got like Great World City, you've got the river. I mean, especially COVID, that really changed a lot of lifestyles for a lot of us as well, right? A lot of people started going like exercising, jogging, and having the whole river right at your doorstep or a park connector or a linear park is very important. I think that this is a tremendous opportunity for buyers. I wish I had a name. I wish I had that clearance to buy something as well. In Singapore, it's very simple. The government has mandated that developers have only 5 years to build and sell. So when they all come together in the same location, the developers have no choice but to ensure that they're priced very competitively. And I think you can already see what's happening in the recent time as all these new launches come together. The developers are very, very price sensitive because they know that the customers are very price sensitive. So to me, I see that as a tremendous opportunity.
Do you think it's an oversupply situation?
Not, because the CCR has had this kind of concentration for a long time, right? And the more important thing is also to realize that the government has started to introduce a lot more living in the city, even from a public policy perspective. You're seeing HDB flats coming into really prime areas as well. I think in the mid to long term, this is going to build you a nice pipeline for exit when you're coming into the CCR area.
So what is your take on the CCR pricing moving forward and the price gap between the other regions in Singapore?
I mean, so many people out there in the market are talking about this price gap issue, right? Yeah. Saying that, CCR is looking like a gem now when the price gap is... But I'm going to put this out there as well. At the same time, I think we need to be cautious because in Singapore, it's all about affordability and accessibility. It's one thing to say that the gap is narrowing, but what's the price point that you're entering? Right, you can say it's narrowing if you're buying something maybe at 3,000 per square foot, but if it's a large format unit, a 3-bedroom might end up being $5 or $6 million. How many Singaporeans can actually access that? So I think taking it in mind, that's a good sort of like baseline to look at in terms of the narrowing gap. But the more important thing is still price affordability and accessibility. The price point still matters.
And I think on that note of affordability, even if you look at the resale around this area, I think the price point is bigger.
It's typically CCR, right? Big format units, usually also freehold predominantly. So a lot of them have a premium on it, right? If you're talking about, let's say, looking around surrounding, right? The 2 bedrooms can be around $3 million, right? For a 2-bedroom, right? So that's the kind of price point that may be a bit inaccessible for most Singaporeans. That's why you don't really see that kind of volume of sales coming from these resale counterparts around the area.
Some of my friends asking me as well, because the sizes are getting smaller with harmonization, etc. So how do you see that trend?
What we've realized in the last decade or so, the market belonged to really the upgraders. Right? It's very different, of course, when you have somebody come in from a landed property and then they look at this and say, how do people live in this? But you must understand, when in Singapore, majority of the upgraders come from HDBs. Your first home was a 90 square meter, 3-bedroom apartment, which is public housing. Coming into an equivalent size with this kind of facilities is still pretty much a step up. So a lot of the younger demographic who's very used to that kind of space, when they come into this, it's not majorly a compromise. So it's always about context. And again, understanding most of the market shift has been coming from this upgrading market.
I would say the last question I have is the price point. The developers already released the pricing and it's very attractive. Prices start from 1.2 at an average about 28xx. The sizes are small as well. So the entry point seems very attractive as well. How do you see River Green faring in terms of demand from the market?
Well, when I saw the prices, to be honest, my jaw did drop. Right? And I think this is going to be really creating a lot of competition for the rest of the developers out there. But again, the buyers get to win. Seriously, this kind of price point, I mean, I want to clear my name out of my house just to put myself into this as well, right? Just to at least plant a seed here. Going back to what I was saying earlier, the time is as such. Just so happened that everybody was launching together, and such a hotly contested market, the developers have no choice, again with a 5-year timeline, that they have to aggressively price themselves to make sure that they get a majority of the market share. Looking at these price points, again, going back contextually to look at the area of where this is located at, you're looking at more traditional CCR properties surrounding this property. And again, when a 2-bedroom is $3 million and a 3-bedroom could be closer to $5 million, having this price point, which is almost not even RCR, actually this price point is even below an RCR, because our RCR new launch median house price is approximately about 2,800 per square foot. Right, and now you're talking about buying something at prime CCR, District 9, connected to an MRT station, seamless sheltered walk to a shopping center.
What would you say to people who still want to wait for subsequent launches in the market in the central region?
Well, if you look at the way the land bids have been going with the GLS sites, you're talking about OCR sites even surpassing 1,200, 1,300 per square foot. Getting this price point in the CCR District 9, it's probably going to be an impossibility going down the road. So today again, I mean, if you happen to be lucky, you've got a name, you're the right opportunity at the right time to be able to put your name onto something, this is truly a compelling proposition.
Justin, thank you for coming and sharing your insights.
Pleasure.
If any of you are interested to view River Green, we are previewing now, so make an appointment with any OrangeTee agent. See you here at River Green.